Okay, so let's get started. Exciting day for Art Force Academy. We have two special guests. We have AJ, paron-wildes, and Devin Wildes as a team that was first introduced to me through a friend of mine that mentioned what we do here at Art Force. And AJ sent me an email. So then I clicked on a link and was able to experience a video that her and Devin did a while back. And as I was watching this video, I thought of two things. One is the story is incredibly compelling in that it's a story of faith and hope and overcoming adversity. And then secondly, there's an opportunity for Devin and his work to have an impact on what we're doing with Art Force MSP. So what Devin's creations are able to do is tell a story about something we're telling with our Wings program, where we support artists that are challenged by all kinds of different ailments and things that sometimes are not valued in terms of what creations they can come up with. At the same time, I observed some things that AJ was talking about as it relates to what Devin's potential would be to do things like be able to talk, and how they've been able to overcome that to the point where Devin is quite an inspirational speaker. So he's become not only an inspirational speaker, but an educator. So that fills our education component, which we're videotaping today for Art Force Academy. And his artwork, we believe, is a great fit for a Wings program where we're able to process and distribute his creations to the community here, locally and throughout the country, if we choose to do so, utilizing our creative standardization process. So his images are provided to us. We're able to print, map, frame, ship, and install and tell this story. And then fourthly, the element of community, where a portion of the proceeds that come in through the artwork that's sold through the Wings program and artists like Devin go to different charitable organizations that directly support those artists. So with that said, I've set the stage for AJ and Devin, quite a dynamic duo.
What I call this is Devin's story, and I really think he has found his voice through art. His story is somewhat of a tragic one if you look at it from the standpoint of we were young, we got married, we started a family, we have this beautiful baby boy, and he was the first grandchild on both sides, so was spoiled like you couldn't believe. And he was born 110th percentile and strong and healthy, and we were so full of joy, as you can imagine. And you think about this little boy and what he can do and how he can change the world. And here, this is a picture of him where we were just playing peekaboo or something at 12 months old, and he was so engaged with us. He had such good eye contact, and he sought us out, and he was developing right on schedule, speaking and saying words. But then around 15 months, something started happening, and he started pulling away from us. And it was actually hard for us to understand what was going on, because people would ask us, well, does he do this or this or this, which are classic signs of autism, and we'd say, no, he's never done that. And then literally the next day, he'd start doing it. And so we were like, he slowly progressed into the world of autism until he got his diagnosis at age 3. At that time, when he had his full-blown diagnosis, I remember my husband had left to go to a wedding some weekend somewhere, and I was at home with him, and I'm like, I'm going to break this kid. He is going to interact with me. I'm an engaging person. I'm a likable person. We are going to have a connection. What kid doesn't love me? And for hours, I sat with him in his playroom trying to connect with him, and he completely ignored me. So as a mother, I didn't break him, I broke myself. I was devastated. And for years, we looked for therapy and, asked all these questions. What is his life going to be like now? And, would he ever be normal? There's this sense of your world just collapsing. Friends that we had went away, didn't know what to say to us, didn't know how to interact with us. Our family had a really hard time dealing with what we were going through. And as he got worse and worse, it was to the point where he was really destructive, where he would hit his head on the floor till it bled. We had to take him out of the crib because he would just hit his head on the rails until, again, he would be bleeding, or he would scratch himself because he couldn't feel his body. And he cried all the time, and it was just heartbreaking because he was so cute. He was this cute little boy that you could see there was someone in there, but he had no way to communicate with us. He had lost every stitch of language. He had no idea what we were saying to him, and we had no idea what he wanted. So it was really, really hard. And, I think about, as a parent, all the hurdles that I had to go through. From insurance companies, finding the right therapist, finding the right treatments and the right doctors. And at that time, this is 20 years ago, they didn't know as much as they do now about autism. And the waiting lists were really, really long. So you were kind of isolated by yourself. I think about those days and remember how hard it was for me. But I realize the voice that I don't know is how hard it was for him. He had no idea what was happening to him at any moment. As a parent, and any developmental disability, you're always looking at deadlines because the brain stops developing after X amount, and then you have to get to this level before this amount. And you're so worried about, meeting all of those milestones that it gives you so much pressure and anxiety. And the thing that is probably more important than any of it is that your child should love themselves. And the one thing that I've always treasured about Devin is, number one, he doesn't think there is anything wrong with him. He doesn't even know he's autistic. And he's never even said the word. And that's how it should be. Because he's not a label. He is Devin. And then 13 years went by, and his behavior improved. He started making progress. And some of that progress was we saw his interaction with his buddy Nick. And Nick and Devin met when they were about 8 or 9. And he was in an integrated classroom. And Devin was doing a lot of art. He excelled at art. And Nick would see what Devin would draw and be really intrigued. And that was the spark that connected them. And seeing Nick and Devin interact, I went, maybe he should have a sibling. So we decided after 13 years to have another baby. And we had a little girl, and she's perfectly normal. And the thing that happened, as soon as she could start to walk, the language out of Devin just shot out. Ava Sue, stop doing that. You can't do this. Don't go there. You need to get out of my room. And to the point where I thought there was a stranger in my house sometimes. I'm like, who's talking? Who's talking in my house? So when he started doing art, the one thing that we noticed was that he was really in his own skin. And he started to seek out our approval. He would come home and go, look what I made. And you could see the joy in his face where he was looking for your interaction. He was looking for your acceptance. He was looking for your commentary. And he had never done that before, ever. And so we started putting in more art classes and doing more art things. And you can see in his picture here with the stool he made, that pride that is resonating throughout his body even. And that eye contact. Remember when he was that little baby where he wasn't having that eye contact? That eye contact has come back. And not only is he proud of himself, but look at his little sister. That was another concern we had. We know that siblings of kids that are typical, that have a disabled child, that's a sibling, a lot of times there's anxiety and they feel ashamed, or they just don't know what they feel. They know they're different and they don't really know how or why, and they have to explain it to their friends when they come over. Because Devin's had so much success with art and has had some notoriety, you can see she's very proud of him. She's his advocate. So as he's starting to speak, the thing that has changed for him is this amount of pride that has come through. And it's amazing to watch him transform. He now wants to speak all the time. I can't tell you how excited he has been to come here today. He's been talking about it for weeks. So he has found a purpose. He has found a purpose in his life that is driving him, and he wants to share it with people. And that, I couldn't ask for anything more for him to be able to have that. And when people talk about his art, they say it's so pure, it's so authentic, it's coming from a place that most of us have barriers in front of us, where he kind of has this direct root. So, along with all of that, I am going to let Devin's been waiting. You've been waiting for me to stop talking, right?
Okay.
So why don't you come up, take your time, go slow, and talk about your art.
Hello, my name is Devin. I like my artists, calling, drawing, painting, and sculpture. You see my art? This is stimulate me dripping with tears. This is sound project in painting and coloring. This better smarter, better like this. That's a ring tape. It's with chocolate. My able flower sister paid a flower. This is a space and stars and planets. This is a palm tree. I paint with tree. This is Hawaii beach at Bahamas. This is a rubber baby. This is Pacific cookie at Salvador Dali. This is the sky, Shelter Lighthouse. This is haters. It's scary skeleton head. This is Shirley. It's a line started circles. Its name Shirley. This is flower guns. Mud. This is a cruddy patty at Cracky Crab. This is a road, tree road, and trying a tree. This is Devin statue, painted black and white. This is blue spider and painted spider. This is a blue gun. It's a man and woman. This is stamp total, coffee, stabbing and coloring. In 1969, my dad was born. In 1972, my mom was born. In 1993, my parents was married. In 1995, I was born. In 2008, my sister was born. In 2014, I'm a man. There's a apple in the flower sculpture. There's a dark flower with chocolate. There's a wow chickens, and river monkeys. There's a bubble cell deep under the sea. There's a ladybug pug, like my son, castle upper glass. There's a hammock and sand, trees, water, and oceans. There's the sun maker. I can hold myself. There's a tower in the toilet, trees, bricks, and Mario Brothers. There's a man behind a tree. This is Dino Evolution Machine. Raptor stray bird. There's a Bahama beach. I love Bahamas. There's a picture of the sky. I like eating pizza. There's a rock statue. I paint a rock. There's a hotel. King land bricks. Sourdough ale. There's my art. Enjoy.